Dana Brown with us here on Sports Talk 790, and let's talk about the other big move, of course, the offseason, the Kyle Tucker trade, what went into that, and now kind of how the roster shakes out with that and the guys you got in return.
Yeah, so I said initially at the onset of the offseason, I said, look, we're going to probably get creative. We're not taking anything off the table. And, with a guy like Tucker, we knew we would probably be able to get, some really good players back, and we could extend our winning, and then the fact that he was going to become a free agent, didn't know which way that was going to go. A lot of these guys are, testing the market. So, ultimately what we did was we made a decision to trade him. We felt like we got really good return. We feel like, now we're going to extend our winning beyond this year. And so, it was a strategic move to do that. It's always tough to part ways with a really good player, but, oftentimes you can hold on to players too long, and then you get nothing for them, and then it sets the organization back. So, trading Tucker was very difficult because of how good of a player he is, but we were able to get some really good return.
He is Astros GM Dana Brown joining us here on Sports Talk 790. And, Dana, back to Bregman, a two-parter here. Number one, is, the re-engagement, is that to perceive that there's strong interest on his end to come back? And, also before the offseason started, Jose had talked about, just how much he wanted him to still be a part of this. Is that still ongoing? Yeah,
the re-engagement is more so internal. We have not talked to Bregman, but we've had some discussions about Bregman, just the mere fact that he's still available. What would we do if we were able to, sign him back? How would that, shake up our current roster? And so we've certainly had those conversations, just for the mere fact that he's still available. And, we treat it like any other free agent. We're having discussions about all these free agents that are available. And so the fact that, Bregman's still available, we had some conversations.
I'm glad Dan brought up Jose Altuve. Just out of our eyesight here, one of the relentless posters of left fielder Jose Altuve is sitting up there. We all get a chuckle out of it. We know, and Joe even said this yesterday, whatever happens, we'll find a way to make it work with all the players we have here we think are going to help us win. I imagine you share that same thought.
Yeah, look, I've heard all the rumors about Altuve, playing left field and all this other stuff. Look, you never know how it's going to shake up, I remember, because I played with this guy, Craig Biggio, he ended up going to the outfield. Sometimes when you get in your latter years, you end up in the outfield. But, right now, I didn't come out and say he was going to left field. So I know what maybe some of the fans and some of the media people are talking about. I understand what they're saying, but, he still has his second baseman's glove. Let's put it that way.
One of the things I'm curious if you're as excited about as it sounds like the player is, Hayden Wesneski is one of the players that you acquired, and he has obviously followed this team very closely, being that he's from Houston. He has sounded genuinely excited about working with this staff, working with this pitching group, the analytics department, on enhancing what he already believes is major league stuff to take him to the next level.
Yeah, the first thing I said to him when he got here to the stadium is welcome home. I like the fact that he's from Houston. I love to acquire players that are playing near their hometown. I think you get a lot more out of these players sometimes because they learn how to dig deep because they want to be a big part of something special that they grew up around. And so, the fact that this guy could throw up to 96 and he's going to be at the back end of our rotation, I felt like, look, this is a good guy to have. Physically, I think he's still maturing. He's still putting on weight. And so I think he's got a chance to really, there is some upside there. He's got a chance to really turn the corner. So, and with our pitching group, as you mentioned, we have a tendency to make guys better. When we got Kikuchi in the trade, we made a few adjustments with him. He bought in and things turned around really well for him. So that's just a testament to our pitching group, and our pitching group is really good.
How does that factor in for you when you are looking at evaluating pitchers that you want to bring in to say, you don't want to just say, oh, we'll fix them no matter what, but you look for certain things and then get with the group? What is that process like?
Yeah, so the process is we look at the information and the data, and we say, look, we can get this guy to do this. He has this type of spin. We can make this adjustment or that adjustment. So it's calculated and it's strategic. I mean, we go through all the information and we try to make an evaluation, and our guys are very involved. Before we make a move, we'll talk to our major league manager. We'll talk to our major league pitching coaches. Hey, what do you think about this guy? Do you think you could do something different with this guy? And, those are just using your entire staff to make adjustments to get better. That's what we do. I mean, we're committed to winning long term here. This has been a successful organization. We don't plan on taking our foot off the gas. And so, we have to continue to lock in and look for ways to get better constantly.
Dana, there's a chance that, as you guys head to West Palm Beach, that number 55, Ryan Presley, might not be part of that group. And then when you guys come back here to start the season, that's a lot of really valuable innings that would not be part of that group. How do you guys feel about, how that back end of the bullpen could shake up if indeed you don't have Ryan here?
Yeah, I mean, right now, Presley's a part of our team. We haven't traded him yet. I know there's guys talking. We've talked to multiple teams about multiple players on our roster, just to feel like, look, is there a chance that we can get strategical and make a move here or there? And so Ryan Presley's had an outstanding career here. He's been pretty much, 100% money in the postseason up until last year. And so we feel like he's a really good piece and a really good part. With that said, if there's any opportunity with Presley or even someone else that we feel like, look, we could either make this team better or get something young and extend our winning in the future, then we'll entertain it.
Dana, we asked you a lot of questions about opportunities in making this team better, or about players you think they might fit in here, what you hope that they might do. We haven't asked you about Christian Walker yet, because I don't know that there's anything to ask, because everything about him sounds like, here's what he's been, here's what he's going to be, this is the kind of defense he's going to play, and he's our first baseman.
Yeah, look at it. This guy's Gold Glove first baseman with power, and so he's going to add right to the middle of our lineup, and it's going to improve us at first base. One of the spots, we weren't getting much production at first, and we certainly weren't at the top in defense. So now, we're amongst the top, and we're going to get production at first, and so that feels good. Most of the teams that I've been around in my entire career, we've always had a good first baseman, and that was part of what I wanted to do, this offseason. Add to first base. Let's see if we can get better in that area. We need another bat. And so, we feel like Walker is going to be a big addition to this club.
So a lot of puzzle pieces still to fit for the offseason. What about the outfield? You still look external there for addressing maybe some need there? And where does Jacob Melton factor in as well?
Yeah, I mean, we got a young player, Jacob Melton, that might be ready. He's getting very close to being ready. Outstanding defender with power. There's no substitute for that. We really need Chas McCormick, and I had a conversation with him that we really need him to return back to the Chas of 2023 when he had over an 800 OPS and he had over 20 home runs. Yeah, I think he's just got to get locked in, and stop, putting so much pressure on himself. Ultimately, he's got the ability and talent. He's still young, and he's working his tail off this offseason. We've had some conversations, and so getting him back to, the Chas McCormick of old would be big.
You guys say
that could be massive for us.
You'd be happy with a guy, a right-handed hitter who absolutely destroys left-handed pitching, 900 OPS kind of stuff like Chas was doing?
Yes. I mean, if we can get that done, that would be outstanding. I think our guys are focused. We've been looking at a lot of video and trying to figure out, look, what is it we can do to get him back to where he was, and let's take all the guessing out of it, and let's just really get him locked in. And, from talking to him, he's been really working out, and he feels like he's going to get back.
All right, Astros General Manager Dana Brown no rest for the weary. I'm sure it's been a real busy offseason for you. It's going to continue, but thanks for making some time for us.
Yeah, I enjoy it. Thank you. We love the Astro fans, man. I'm glad to have it and be here today. It's awesome.
All right, appreciate it. We'll talk to you in West Palm in a couple of weeks. That is Astros General Manager Dana Brown.